Hi, I'm Rod Chang. Today I'm going to talk about Chiron in your chart. To understanding what Chiron means in our chart, I suggest we go through the Chiron story in the mythology. Chiron was born as a centaur, half human, half horse. His father is Kronos and his mother is a nymph, Philyra. And the story beginning from the one day Kronos met the Philyra nymph, and it's a beautiful nymph, and he was fall in love with her, and he started chasing her. But Philyra was a little bit scared, so she started running away. Kronos turned himself into a horse and chasing Philyra. When he got her, he raped her. After this, Philyra gave birth of Chiron. But when Chiron was born, because he's half human, half horse, as a centaur, that really freaked Philyra out. When Philyra saw this monster son, she was too scared. She was willing to change into anything else and not stay with her monster son. And God granted her wish, turned her into a tree. Chiron was abandoned by his mother when he was born, but soon he adopted by Apollo, the sun god. Then he studied with Apollo. He learned all the skill Apollo can teach him. So he became a warrior, a healer, and he became a great teacher. He became a mentor of a big part of Greek heroes. His students include Jason, Asclepius, and the very famous Hercules. But in the end of his life is not that interesting because his death is a tragedy. Because one day his student Hercules visited him and then started a fight with other centaurs. And Hercules killed all the other centaurs with the poison stick. And then unfortunately Chiron also get injured accidentally. Then as he is an immortal god, he couldn't die. Then he have coped this wound. So this brings some meaning of Chiron in our chart. First, we usually say Chiron meaning wounds and healing. So, from this story, we can see the big theme of Chiron in our chart is about wounds and healing. This wound is not only physical, it could be psychological, it could be our memory. But usually, this wound have a little bit interesting point. Usually we don't think these wounds caused by yourself. It's usually caused by other people. Nothing you can do it. Maybe it's caused by our parents, like Chiron's half human, half horse form is because of his parents. So the wound maybe come from our parents, our family, our ancestor, or maybe society. And also, this wound have another characteristic is this wound cannot be totally healed. As Chiron is immortal, he carried a wound that he couldn't heal it, but he couldn't die. So he trapped into this difficult situation. He had to learn how to deal with this wound, how to heal himself, how to take care of himself. So usually, Chiron in our chart represent a wound, a pain that we couldn't totally heal, and we have to living with it. And also, another thing about this Chiron's Chiron's wound suggest is sometimes because this pain is too powerful, it's too painful. Usually, we try to bury deep inside of our heart, and some people forget it. But through the way to deal with Chiron's wound, we also learn some particular skill. And this skill, usually we are very familiar and we are very good in it. So, Chiron in our chart are usually coming to a theme when we see some people, when they need help, when they get hurt, when they have problems, when they face challenge, but they couldn't help themselves. When you see that, it reminds you what happened in your childhood or your experience, how to deal with all these difficult situations. And usually, we're willing to help the other people with these Chiron's wounds. So, Chiron theme, the big theme of Chiron is about wounded and healing, help the other people build up a professional skill. but it's also have a meaning about abandon, feeling being abandoned by someone else, feeling being abandoned by family, and adopted by other people, or adopted by maybe a teacher, or learn something from a teacher. So Chiron also have a meaning about a teacher and a healer. But another meaning of Chiron is very interesting. If you have Chiron take important position in your chart, maybe in the near the full angle or conjunct or aspect with Sun, Moon, usually it brings a sense of outsider, because Chiron's story is very interesting because he's a god, but he doesn't have a god's form. Chiron have form of centaurs, but he's not really centaur, he is a god. Chiron living with human, but he's God, he's not human, so he become a kind of outsider from every angle. So in the if you have the Chiron in your chart taking the important positional aspect with important planet, usually you feel like you are kind of an outsider of your family, you're outsider of society. In the mundane astrology level, Chiron usually suggests the minority group, those people who vulnerable and who probably doesn't own enough power to influence a society. So when we look at Chiron in our chart, we usually focus on Chiron's sign, Chiron's house. Chiron's sign and Chiron's house can suggest how you get wounded, how you get hurt, or what kind of area is most the challenge of your life, and which those wounds, those challenges are not caused by you, caused by family, caused by society. Also, we look at the planet aspect with Chiron. It also gives us the meaning in what area or in what subject you get wounded and how you heal yourself. For example, if you have Chiron aspect with Sun, maybe you get wounded, you get hurt from the authority, from the father figure, or from teacher, or maybe the area of creative being wounded. You maybe wouldn't dare to show yourself and how good you are. But in another way, Chiron also suggests how we heal. So maybe we heal ourselves through the art, through creativity. Slowly, we build up the self-confidence as Chiron aspect the Sun. Then we maybe become very good, like art therapy, or help each other to build up self-confidence. So, where is your Chiron? Does it aspect any planet? This maybe give you some idea about when you face some difficult challenge and you feel like a trap inside, you cannot go away, but you cannot really abandon this difficult, and you learn something from your Chiron. Then Chiron can also allow you to help the other people. This is my very short talk about Chiron in your chart. Please visit our website and follow us on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. Thank you very much.
And I've been waiting in the shadow of the sun.